Just leave those there, yeah. Hare Hare. I need to turn them off. I haven't sung it so long. Shri Gaura Purnima Mahotsav ki, Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu ki, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava, Jaya Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Jai Girivara Dhari Jai Girivara Dhari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jayo Girivara Dhari Jai Girivara Dhari Yasodhanandana Jayo Rajajanandana Yasodhanandana Jai Rajajanandana Munachira Anachani Ayo Kunja Bihari Jai Kunja Bihari Munachira Anachani Jayo Kunja Bihari Jaya Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari Radhe Radha Madhava Jayo Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Jayo Girivara Dhari Jai Girivara Dhari Gira Gopi Jana Vallabha Jai Girivara Radha Rani Jai Girivara Jai Yasuranandana Jai Rajajananandana Jai Yasuranandana Jai Rajajananandana Munitira Vanachari Jayo Kunjabi Hari Jaya Kunjabi Hari Hey Munachira Vanachari Jayo Kunjabi Hari Kunjabi Hari Ganesha Radhama Dava Jayo Kunja Bihari Radhe Shyam Radhama Dava Jayo Kunjabi Hari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Gauranga Jai Gaur Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Go Prem Dam Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare. Hey! Kirtan! Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey! Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Gaura, Nitai. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey! Here we go. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bye-bye. Hey! Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Kirtan. Hey. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Holy name, Srinam. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey! Navadvip, Navadvip. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Kirtan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, chant dance. Wow, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Whoa! Yeah, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Back home. Radhe Shyam, Vrindavan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. La la. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Whoa. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. La 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 la. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Oh! Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah. Mercy. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Back home. Radhe Shyam, Vrindavan. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Madhur, Madhur, la 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 la. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Go! Shri Gaura Purnima Mahotsav. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Kirtan forever. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is it. We're going home. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chant dance. Well, number 3. Gauranga. Oh, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Wow. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Wow. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare. Wow. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Yeah, get it on! Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Yo. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Sri Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Yeah! Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Yuga Dharma. Yeah! Hey, Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Kirtan, yo! Okay. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Ram, Ram, go, go, go. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Ram, 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 Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hey, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Ram. Gaura! Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Madhur, Shigor Purnima Mahamahos. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Mercy. Hey. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Woo! Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Jai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaura Hari Bol. Jaya Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam Jai Vrindavan. Jaya Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Vrindavan. Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan. Hey, Giri Govardhan! Jaya Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan, Giri Govardhan! Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada Jai, Prabhupada Jai, Prabhupada. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. Oh. Jai Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Gaur Pimanandi. Nitai Gaur Prem 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 Pimanandi. Nitai Gaur Prem 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 Pimanandi. Nitai Gaur Prem 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 Pimanandi. Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Shine. Jai Vishnupad Paramahansa, Parivati Acharya, Sri Srimad, His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jai Vishnupad Paramahansa, Parivati Acharya, Sri Srimad, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada Ki. Jai Mr. Bad Paramahansa Parivatakshaya Sri Srimad Gorkashordas Babaji Maharaj Ki. Jai Mr. Bad Paramahansa Parivatakshaya Sri Srimad Satchidananda Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki. Ananta Kodi Vaishnava Vrinda Ki. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki. Pramsa Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Ki. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Bhagopinath Shamakun Radhakun Giri Govardhan Ki. Shri Brajabhumi Shri Vrindavan Dham Ke. Navarimaya Pradama Ke. Jagannath Puri Dham Ki. Rishikesh Dham Ke. Gangamai Ke. Rishikesh Kirtan Fest 2025 K. Shri Gaura Purnima Maha Mahotsav K. Gaura Brahmanande. Glories to the assembled devotees. Glories to the assembled devotees. Glories to the assembled devotees. Glories to Guru and glories to Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada Ki. Dvijavar said I should lead a short kirtan, so that's my short kirtan. Okay. Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakti Vrindam Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakti Vrindam Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaur Bhakti Vrindam. On this blessed day of Gaura Purnima, because we're actually Gaur Bhaktas in this age, no one can actually approach Sri Sri Radha and Krishna without the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Technically, we're Gaur Bhaktas. Therefore, you could say, for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, this is the most important day of the year. I know it's holy, that that's not so much our focus today. This is Gaur Purnima Maha Mahotsava. Mahotsava means festival, but Maha Mahotsava means big festival. So this is big festival. I'd like to read briefly from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, which I was just reading, was the favorite book of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. This is Adi Leela, text number 2. I'll just read the translation and part of the purport so we can comment on all this nectar. O my most merciful Lord Chaitanya, may the nectarian Ganges, waters of your transcendental activities, flow on the surface of my desert-like tongue, beautifying these waters with the lotus flowers of singing, dancing, and loud chanting of Krishna's holy names, which are the pleasure abodes of unalloyed devotees. These devotees, you devotees, are compared to swans, ducks, and bees. The rivers flowing produces a melodious sound that gladdens their ears. I think that's my most favorite verse of Chaitanya Charitamrita. It's an Adi Leela. Prabhupada's purport. Lord Chaitanya's movement of Krishna consciousness is full of dancing and singing about the pastimes of Lord Krishna. It is compared herein to the pure waters of the Ganges, which are full of lotus flowers. The enjoyers of those lotus flowers are the pure devotees who are like bees and swans. They chant like the flowing of the Ganges, the river of the celestial kingdom. The author desires such sweetly flowing waves to cover his tongue. He humbly compares himself to materialistic persons who always engage in dry talk from which they derive no satisfaction. If they were to use their dry tongues to chant the holy names of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. As exemplified by Lord Chaitanya, they would taste sweet nectar and enjoy life. Om Agyan Timirandasya Ginangana Shalakaya Chakshur Militam Jena Tasmaya Sri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Maro Vishnam Shtapitam Jena Bhutale Shwayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadanti Svapadantikam. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasudeva. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. There's so much that could be said today about the transcendental characteristics and the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. They're just like innumerable precious gems. So which one do you pick up and comment on? But most significant, of course, is that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Yuga avatar. As we know, in each age, out of his kindness, the Lord appears to inaugurate the process for that age. Dharman tu sakshat bhagavat panitam. Prabhupada would often quote that line from the Bhagavatam, that no one but the Lord himself can inaugurate a process of religion. And he does so in each age, Satya, Treta, Dwapara, and Yuga. He comes in each age, and he gives a process which is applicable for the people of that time. People are different through the ages, so the processes of becoming self-realized, of becoming Krishna conscious, as we would say, differ. But he's the singular, only person who can inaugurate a process for each age. And he's very kind to come in Kali Yuga. Actually, Krishna is sometimes called Tri-Yuga Avatar. Avatar means he who descends from the spiritual world to enlighten the fallen conditioned souls. Avatar, Turi means three. So Turi Yuga age, Krishna generally just comes in 3 ages because this age is so bad. I don't have to remind you, you just, if you want, not today, but just glance at the news. Oh my gosh, OMG. It's getting worse and worse. So Kali Yuga, it's Kalosu Dasambhavan, it's stated. Most people born in the age of Kali, it's a low-born birth. So we kind of get, overlooked. We're the burnt remnants of people from the previous ages. But Prabhupada said, Lord Chaitanya is even kinder than Krishna. Although Sri Krishna Chaitanya Radhe Krishna Yanga, he's the combined form of Radha and Krishna. But he comes in a very compassionate mood, just like Srimati Radharani. She's the compassionate, tender feature of the Lord. So when Krishna comes in Kali Yuga, he comes in a golden form, as Radharani is in a golden form. It's all very, very quite deep, actually. But he comes. He's very kind. There's a verse in Bhagavatam of 1st canto, 2nd chapter, verse 38. Very important verse. Ete chamsa kalo pumsha krishnashtu bhagavan swayam indraya vyakalam lokam vidayute juge juge. All the above mentioned incarnations, because Krishna comes personally, but he expands his various incarnations, are either plenary portions or portions of the plenary portions. But Sri Krishna is the original personality of Godhead, Avatari. All of them appear on planets whenever there's a disturbance created by the atheists. The Lord appears to protect the theists so they can complete the mission of life, which is to develop our love of God. Now it's interesting, actually, Srila Jiva Goswami has stated that this particular verse is the Paribhashya Sutra. What does Paribhashya Sutra mean? It means the seed verse of the book. The seed verse. It's like you take a seed, you take a banyan tree seed, you plant it in the ground, and the whole tree comes up eventually. So the seed of the Bhagavatam, from which all the knowledge is coming in the Amala Purana, the most pure Purana, Grantaraj, the king of all scriptures, Srimad Bhagavatam, the seed verse is Ete Chamsa Kalo Pumusha. So these different verses, the Bhagavatam develops, it grows from that verse, according to Jiva Goswami. So many incarnations are coming. But out of all these multitude, because why do we say multitude? Because Prabhupada said that the incarnations of God in the material world are more numerous than the waves of the ocean. We have the Das avatars, the 10 principles. But if we studied deeply, we had access to that knowledge, there's as many incarnations as there are waves on the ocean. I'm from California, so I know what it means to sit on the beach. I know what it means to catch the waves, but I won't go into that. Every 7th wave is a surfer's dream. But the waves are coming constantly. It's just one beach. Waves all over the world. So there's more incarnations than there are waves on the ocean. But out of all these incarnations, Lord Chaitanya is unique, he's special. Actually, technically speaking, he's not an incarnation. We say he's the incarnation for this age, but in learned circles, he's not an incarnation because an incarnation, when Krishna expands as Ram, or Shringa, or Vamana, these different incarnations, only some of his opulences are manifest in that particular incarnation, not all. Krishna has all 6 opulences of Godhead. But it's interesting, our Acharyas say that when Lord Chaitanya comes, he also manifests all 6 opulences of Godhead. What are they? Strength, fame, wealth, knowledge, beauty, and renunciation. If you study Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavat, you'll see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He displays these 6 opulences. So that's special. He's not an incarnation technically. But his real specialty, what's the real specialty about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? That he introduces and he widely distributes Braj Prema, the highest, Panam Gatim, the highest goal of life, to develop the love of the Brajabasis for Krishna. Because the spiritual world is called Vaikuntha. In that regard, we call it the official kingdom of God. It's very official, sir, yes, sir. But Vrindavan's the playground of God. And there he relates in a very intimate way with devotees in different rasas. So that understanding was introduced by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And that we know from Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada, who knows Chaitanya very well because in the spiritual world, of course, Rupa Goswami is Rupa Manjari, so he has all information, and he's very kindly sharing it with us. But he was living up in Ramkeli, which is a bit north of Mayapur itself. And it's a long story, but he and Sanatana Goswami had a private residence, although they were engaged in the service of the Nawab, the ruler up there. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was on his way from eastern Bengal to Vrindavan Dham. A long journey, takes 3 months to walk, straight arrow. But on the way, he deviated from that path. He went due north to Ramkeli to see his devotees, Rupa and Sanatana Goswamis. They hadn't met him yet. They wrote a letter to him, but they hadn't met him yet. So when Mahaprabhu, I actually visited this part of Ramkeli, this home of Rupa and Sanatana and their family. It's maybe 6 kilometers from the palace of the Nawab. They had their private residence. They had a little Radhakunda, Shyamakunda, Govardhan. They created Vrindavan in that village. I visited that home. It's still there. And some of their deities are still there. The original Madan Mohan deity of the family is still there. And later on, Sanatana Goswami, as you know, received a deity, Madan Mohan, when he was in Vrindavan, and that's one of the principal temples now in Vrindavan. But when it's described that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Ramkeli, he came to this village, and he was walking on the path near the home of Rupa and Sanatana. Rupa and Sanatana, they were there studying the scriptures, and suddenly from around the corner came this effulgent, transcendental personality. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was 7 feet tall. His eyes stretched like lotuses to his ears. And his arms hang down to his knees, and his lotus feet were quite big. I've seen the imprint in Bihar, where the pastime of dancing with the animals was. I've seen his footprints in the sand. They're like this big. Very beautiful, very effulgent. Golden avatar. Tears were streaming down his eyes. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. And at that moment, that was the first moment that Rupa Goswami saw Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. As soon as he saw him, the following words came out of his mouth, you could say from his heart. Namo Mahabhadanaya Krishna Prem Badayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Namaha. O most munificent incarnation, you are Krishna himself appearing as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You have assumed the golden color of Shrimati Radharani. We see that in all our deities, our brass deities, almost like a golden. You are widely distributing love of Krishna. We offer our respectful obeisances to you. So that's, and that verse practically encompasses the whole mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. You are widely distributing love of Krishna. Therefore, we offer our obeisances to you. This is the essence of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. Above and beyond all other incarnations, he's widely distributing prema. What kind of prema? Braj prema. O Govinda, feeling your separation, I'm considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain. Krishna, I'm feeling all vacant in this world in your absence. The Braj Gopis. This type of love, he's distributing Kulo Shudra Shambhavan, or worse yet, to the Jagai and Madhais. This is the most amazing thing. This is what he does. This is his mission. There's no mention of other incarnations doing that. Of course, if you follow the other incarnations, you'll be gradually elevated to love of God, to Vaikuntha. But generally, the followers of Lord Chaitanya, it's understood that they're Brajbasis, and particularly they want to be Radhadasis, but that's another lecture. There's no mention in Shastra of other incarnations focusing on distributing love of God. During their missions in this world, there's no mention of breaking open the storehouse of ecstatic love. Their mission is actually very clearly stated in Bhagavad Gita. And it's an important and essential mission. A verse we've quoted 10,000 times. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya taduskvitam dharma samstapanartaya sambhavami yuge yuge. He comes to deliver the pious devotees, annihilate the miscreants, as well as to establish the principles of religion. Krishna says, I advent myself millennium after millennium. This is what the incarnations do. They rescue devotees, they kill demons, and they reestablish dharma. But there's no mention that they distribute Braj Prema. For example, Lord Nrsingadev appeared to protect Prahlad Maharaj, Paritranaya Sadhanam. Lord Varaha appeared to kill the demon, Hiranyaksha. And Lord Kapila, one incarnation, he appeared to establish the absolute truth, because in this age, things get mixed up pretty quick. So there's no mention in these particular leelas of a wide distribution of love of God. But Mahaprabhu, whose appearance it is today, we must take advantage. That was his main purpose, to flood the world with prema. And how? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Srila Kaviraj Goswami writes in Chaitanya Charitamrita that when Lord Krishna appeared, he displayed his pastimes, but the conditioned souls didn't participate. It's like a theater. You can watch it, and by watching that theater, you get inspired. Like, when we were young, we'd go to movies. We come out inspired in one way, to be a warrior, to be a lover, to be a businessman. It would inspire us, but we couldn't jump in the film. We were just inspired by it. But by watching it, we became inspired. So in the same way, when Krishna comes in his various incarnations, and we may not be present, but we can read about them, especially in the Puranas, especially in the Bhagavad Purana, we get inspired. Nothing's more attractive than those leelas, Krishna's leelas. Actually, I was reading recently, Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that when we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna is personally present in that name, but all of his Vrindavan pastimes are also in the sound of the Mahamantra. That just increased my greed even more. The pastimes, they're all there. Nothing's more attractive than Krishna's leelas. That's why he comes and displays them. The world appears beautiful to our conditioned eyes, but when we see or even hear about the pastimes of the Lord, we have a change of heart. Like a caterpillar. We're like caterpillars. We're sadhan bhaktas, we're on our way. So caterpillar is kind of an ugly creature. How many? 32 or 36 legs. And they go like this. I used to collect them when I was young. My mother hated it. They'd escape and get all over the house. But there's a point where they had a metamorphosis in their life, that they curl up in a little ball somewhere safe in a tree, on a leaf or something, and they spin a cocoon. And I used to collect monarch butterflies. I was this fanatic as a kid. I had these cages all over my room, with these funny looking, they called them larvas, or, cocoons there. My mother would come in, oh my God, am I cleaning this room? It's full of larvas. And then in the spring at one point, they'd all open up. And out would come this beautiful entity, a monarch butterfly. Why? Monarch is a sign of royalty. They're orange with a tip of yellow and some black lines like that, and the tips of their antennas. It's good I came to this movement. I'd probably be a monarch butterfly my next life. And I had this whole thing that at one point, I'd go outside and I'd open all the cages, and they'd all fly away. And I'd cry like a baby. But it was a very beautiful thing to witness, from a caterpillar to a butterfly. So right now, we're not the caterpillars, we're in the cocoon. We're sadhan bhaktis. We're in a metamorphosis. We're having a change of heart. And one day, when our bhaktis fully manifest, we'll also fly home, back to the spiritual world. So, Krishna came and he showed his pastimes. So many, I want to do that. Okay, then you do yoga, you do gyan, you do different things in different ages. Ram and Krishna, different avatars. You become inspired. I'm going to become serious. Vachravegam, Manasakrodavegam, Jivavegam. I'm not going to live the life of a hedonist. I'm going to control my senses, live a pure life, practice whatever is the process of that age, just by seeing or hearing about those pastimes. But we can't participate them until we get back home, back to Godhead. However, at the end of Dwapara Yuga, not that long ago, 5,000 years ago, end of Dwapara Yuga, when Kali Yuga started, Krishna went back to the spiritual world. And by the mercy of Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, who's also a resident of Goloka Vrindavan, we get an insight what happened when Krishna went back to Goloka Vrindavan after his pastimes, his theater pastimes on this planet. He reveals something very interesting. When Krishna went back to the spiritual world, he considered as follows. This is CC Adi Lila 3:14. For a long time I have not bestowed unalloyed loving service to me upon the inhabitants of the earth. Without such loving attachment, the existence of the material world is useless. Therefore, I shall personally inaugurate the religion of the age of Kali, because it just started Kali Yuga, Nam Sankirtan. The congregational chanting of the holy names. It means we all come together, because even in the past 3 ages, there were Krishna Bhaktas. They were like Babajis. They were somewhere in the forest, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. But there was no mass chanting of the holy names. I shall personally inaugurate the religion of the age, Nam Sankirtan, the congregational chanting of the holy name. I shall make the world, I love this part, dance in ecstasy. Not just New York or Moscow or Dnipro or San Francisco or Sydney. He said, I shall make the world dance. We're just at the beginning of this movement, Prabhu. No problem taking further birth in this movement. If we do, we may see one day the world dancing. This is not exaggeration. The saints and sages don't exaggerate. Tattvadarshi. They can see past, they can see present, and they can see future. So one day the world, Prabhupada did say to Guru Das, my godbrother, in 1972 in London, one day this Hare Krishna movement will save the world in its darkest hour. And how do we save the world? We get an army and we go out with guns? No. Our astras, our weapons by which we defeat illusion, is very simple. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. And how will he make the world dance? They'll dance in ecstasy, Kaviraj Goswami says, realizing the 4 mellows of loving devotional service. Beyond Vaikuntha, with all due respect. Beyond the official kingdom of God. Sir, yes, sir. To Vrindavan. Hey, Krishna, you think you're some big boy? Let's have a fight. Let's wrestle in the sand, and I win. Out of love, Krishna is controlled by the love of his devotees. So very sweet. In other words, Mahaprabhu is saying, I'll do a dramatic performance when I come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, chanting the holy names, and I'll invite all the fallen souls into the Kirtan. It's the first time that you don't just witness it, you get to be part of the play. It's not a play, it's reality. We see when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you see the pictures sometimes of Mahaprabhu's Kirtans, there's Panchatattva, and there's somebody playing with it, and there's some ugly guy in the back, some haggard woman, that was his pleasure. And of course we know, he sent Haridas Thakur and Nitai out to deliver Jagai and Matai. Everyone can join. And in this way, Cheto Darpana Marjanam, all the obstacles in the path of pure devotion very quickly disappear. And very quickly one can taste Krishna Prema. Everyone's a candidate. Prabhupada said even a dog can take advantage of this movement. Sanatana Goswami remarks, Yata kancha natam yati, kam sham rasa vida nataha. Tata diksha vidanena, dvijatam jayate nrinam. I like that part. Dvijatam jayate nrinam. As one can transform kamsa, or it's another name for bell metal, kamsha, into gold by treating it with mercury, one can also turn a low-born man into a brahmana by initiating him properly into the Vaishnava mantra. And that mantra is very clear. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. We have different stages of chanting. We have our japa in the morning. Prabhupada was always emphasizing it's so important, 16 rounds. If you don't finish your rounds, make them the next day. That constant association with Srinam, there's so much mercy there. But just like Jiva Goswami describes in his Sandarbhas, Krishna is the mood, the mellow of Krishna's pastimes in different places. Leelastan. Leelastan means the places of the Lord's pastimes. So there's Dwarka, where he rules as the king. He has thousands of wives and many loving servants. There's Mathura, where he's also royalty, but there's also a mood of Madhurya with the queens in Mathura, a more deeper mellow. And then there's Vrindavan, the pure unalloyed love of the gopis. So Jiva Goswami describes it very nicely. Perfect, Dwarka, more perfect, Mathura, and most perfect, Braj, Vrindavan. So you can use that transcendental mathematical equation in different ways as well. Japa is perfect. Congregational chanting, when we come together, it's more perfect because it's mentioned in the verse I quoted earlier. The loud chanting, the verse we're discussing, the loud chanting. I only know one devotee who really screams the Maha Mantra, and that's Jayapataka Maharaj. Yeah, when I first joined, I went to Toronto, and he was, some years ahead of me. And when we would go chant in the morning, "Hey Krishna, hey!" He'd go like, and the temple president would always throw him out. Go chant on the mountain. He'd go halfway, we could still hear him. Go chant on the mountain. That's okay. Look where he is, how advanced he is. But when we come together like this, it's even more perfect. Because within every congregation, there's devotees more advanced than you. There's devotees on the same level of you, friendship of you, and there's devotees up and coming. So you get the benefit of encouraging the younger devotees, come on, chant, Hare Krishna. And you relish chanting because you're getting the same taste with your God brothers and God sisters. And when you see advanced devotees singing like Bharahari, or Bibi Govinda Maharaj, Shivaram Maharaj, Madhava Prabhu, Gauravani, these devotees who have Nam Ruchi, Radhika Ranjana, these devotees have Nam Ruchi, they have taste. Then I want that taste. It's called lolium, it's called greed. Instead of greed for something material, we become greedy for something spiritual. Rupa Goswami describes in Padyavali, as young boys are attracted to young girls, and young girls are attracted to young boys with the same intensity. Let me be attracted to you, my dear Krishna, but in a transcendental, loving way. So in the association of advanced devotees, we become, so that's the beauty of congregational chanting. And you can see it's overwhelming. The people that are coming every night, they probably have, some of them have never had experience in Kirtan. But immediately they're elevated to the transcendental platform, beyond even sattva, Suddha-sattva. I haven't witnessed any of these people becoming angry or confused or bewildered. Everyone's laughing and dancing and singing. This is the miraculous nature of the holy name. Miracle means something which contradicts the law of nature. So by dint of our past activities, Brahmanda Brahmatikonya Bhagavan Jeev, traveling from, falling from grace and going through different universes, different species of life, different bodies, we're carrying a lot of baggage, bad baggage. It's an obstacle, and you have to remove it. And what do we, japa? But I can see that just rivers of this, inauspicious things just flowing out of this all every night. And the people come away glowing. And they often come up to me, how can I continue that? They don't even know the philosophy. It's like you go to a doctor, he gives you antibiotics, you trust him. You take them and you get cured. You don't know how the antibiotics are working, but they work. So you don't even need to know the science behind the chanting. The holy name is so merciful. You just take it and you become purified. And as you become purified, you become more Krishna conscious. Like Prabhupada many times was asked, Swamiji, what is the meaning of this Mahamantra? And Prabhupada would say, my Lord, my dear energy of the Lord, Ladini Shakti, Vrindavaneshwari, Radharani, please pick me up from this ocean of death and engage me in your devotional service. But one time, Prabhupada was asked, Swamiji, what is the meaning of this mantra? And he paused. Sometimes we would see him, he'd pause, he'd think. He always gave the perfect answer. He said, what does it mean, this Hare Krishna mantra? It means, my friend, my friend, my friend. So this relationship, rasa, it's developing. And sometimes people would complain, these young Prabhupada, this is not bhakti. Bhakti's, the great saints. You can't say your followers are getting a taste of bhakti. Prabhupada said, oh, no, they are. I heard him say it in Calcutta. Oh, yes, they are. Oh, wow, I am. Then he gave the analogy of the mango. He said, there's a green mango and there's a ripe mango. Ripe mango means yellow with black spots. Right, ladies? You go and you can smell. But it doesn't mean the green mango is not valuable, because from green mango we make achar, we make pickle. And many of us who came in the early days, were here in India, we became attached to this achar. I can't have a meal without achar. Little spice according to how I like it nice, not how they do achar. So Prabhupada said, so their devotion is green, but it's real. And in due course of time, their devotion will mature. If they keep chanting, Hare Krishna, Hare. So congregational chanting. So where is it stated? In learned circles? In India, when you speak in a learned circle, if you say something, you have to back it up by a verse in Shastra, or the quote of a great devotee, like Bhaktivinoda Thakur. His words, his writings are as good as Shastra. Because these devotees all come from the spiritual world. So whatever the Acharyas say, that's as good as Shastra. So where is it stated that congregational chanting is important? Srimad Bhagavatam 11:532. And it's actually referring to taking the chanting to the people. Take it to the streets. Mahaprabhu chanted for some time in Srivasangam just to get it initiated, like you warm up your car. One day you open the door. Out! Go out and chant all over Nadia. Prabhupada did the same thing. You see that film, something on 22nd Avenue, that original Hare Krishna film, where somebody came and filmed the devotees inside. And there's one point where Brahmananda coming out with a big drum, and Gargamuni's there, and Kirtan, they're going out on Sankirtan for the first time, like really nervous. Hare Krishna, Krishna. So what we really mean by chanting, you take it to the people. Srinam Prabhu is a person. Namachintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. I keep going with that over and over and over in my head. There's no difference between Krishna and Kali Kali Nam Rup. The holy name's the avatar in this age. So he's very kind. He's dancing on the tip of my tongue. But then I'm chanting with all the devotees. I'm getting more benefit. But Srinam becomes most merciful when you take him to the non-devotees, as Mahaprabhu did, as Nitai did, Advaita, Gadadhar, and Srivas. That's what they did. They took it to the streets. So we can do that in different forms, Harinam Sankirtan, festivals, book distribution, internet, and as time goes on, the decades, the years, centuries, we'll have to innovate without sacrificing the tradition. Advanced devotees, Prabhupada did that, we'll also have to do that. But this verse explains that this type of chanting, of Hare Krishna, it's the process for this age. Krishna Varnam Tvisha Krishnam Shangopanga Shaparshidam Yagnai Sankatabhaya Yajantihi Shu Medashaha. First verse I ever memorized. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who himself constantly sings the name of Krishna. Although his complexion is not blackish, he's Krishna himself. He's accompanied by his associates, servants, weapons. Mahaprabhu has weapons and confidential companions. Now in Bhakti Sandarbha, Jiva Goswami comments that the process of this type of chanting amongst ourselves and in public is so potent that even a neophyte devotee sometimes experiences deep spiritual emotions. He's actually referring to the 5 fundamental processes of Krishna consciousness: chanting Hare Krishna, hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, living in a holy place like Mithura, Vrindavan, worshiping the deity and associating with devotees. I read it recently. He says in Bhakti Sandarbha that even a neophyte devotee like us can sometimes experience ecstasy. That these processes are so potent. You can experience ecstasy through hearing Bhagavatam, living in a holy place, associating, and especially chanting Hare Krishna. Sometimes I see it. Even amongst our guests, I'd see them like they've never been before. They've never come into a congregation of strangers, raised their hands and called out to God, Hare Krishna, with so much feeling. That must be some deep spiritual emotion. This is a movement of miracles. We have to see it. We can't just become familiar with it. We have to see how this movement is changing the lives of the people, changing the world, making it a better place somehow or other. We're covered by the causeless mercy. We can attain glimpses once in a while. Just like a sailor, he's sailing, on the sea, and the heavy fog comes in. My dad was a sailor at one point, and we had a boat, and we go out in San Francisco Bay. It was like just fog. We couldn't see like 1 inch ahead. And the only hope was that sometimes the sun would appear, and then the fog would disappear, and then we'd see something, and then the fog would come again. So sometimes like that in a kirtan, like in Bhattahari's kirtans. Bhattahari Prabhu, he has this siddhi, okay, that wherever he is, when he sits down, we traveled together like 15 years around the world, and we were in all different types of situations. And when he said he sang the right melody, it was just the right melody for that group of people to get them a deep appreciation and dance. And I was mystified. Sometimes he'd keep a melody, wouldn't sing it for 3 months later, but that right time. And you could see people, there was some transformation there. Or my godbrother, Govinda Maharaj. One of my godbrothers, I think, was Bhakti Chaitanya Maharaj. He said, when Govinda Maharaj sings, it's like gold. When he speaks, it's like gold. And when he cooks, it's like gold. He doesn't cook very often. A few months ago, he invited me. It was a Kaddish. He said, come over some potatoes. Okay. Those potatoes, oh my God, they're the best potatoes I ever ate. Or sometimes you get a glimpse, by reading a devotee's diary, like Yamuna Devi. Her memoirs of Srila Prabhupada, especially the book that she produced about cooking. That's like a manifesto. That book should be in every devotee's kitchen. She learned recipes from Prabhupada. She stayed in India for a long time. Many devotees don't even know her. She was a wonderful devotee. And her cookbook should be the standard for prasadam in the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So like that, we get little glimpses by associating with those types of devotees and those types of activities. I've never been bored in a kirtan of Madhuri. I've never been bored in a kirtan of Madhava. He sings real slow. Hare Krishna. Usually when someone sings slow, people fall asleep. But everyone knows when Madhava, it's going to, after an hour and a half, boom! So these are spiritual experiences. Nothing in the world can compare to any of these touches with reality. So again, this is always to bring us to the point of Braj Bhakti, to the chanting. Yes. Because what is its origin? Just like when you meet someone. Hey, what's your name and where are you from? You get an idea, right? You meet somebody hey, what's your name? Where are you from? My name is Jean-Paul, I'm from France. I get an idea because I lived in France for 15 years, or in Africa. How you keeping, man? Kula. I know Africa, so I know people like that. So where does this mantra come from? What is the name of this mantra? Hare Krishna. Where does it come from? Golok Prem Dan Harinam Sankirtan, Nartam says. It comes from Goloka, the highest planet in the spiritual world. That says something. And it's meant to take us home. It's meant to help us develop the mood of the Brajavasis. Generally, Vaishnavas, before the appearance of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they were worshipping Lord Narayan. But the idea of worshipping Krishna in a more deeper way, which takes time, we can't jump over, but at least we know who we are and we know where we're going. The idea of worshipping Krishna in Madhurya Ras, as a lover, that came from Madhavendra Puri. Just like before the sun rises, there's the sunrise, the dawn is coming. You don't see the sun, but you see the dawn. Also, so before the appearance of Mahaprabhu, who introduced the concept of Braj Bhakti, having God as a lover, the dawn was given by Madhavendra Puri. He appeared just before Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And through his example and his preaching, this understanding of Madhurya Ras, or the loving mood of the gopis, was there. And on his deathbed, as an example, the final lesson, when the Acharyas leave, it's the final lesson, he was feeling so much separation from Krishna. He was lamenting in separation. O my Lord, O gracious to the lowly, thou art now living in Mathura. When wilt thou come to me, O darling mine? My heart is burning in pains of separation. Oh, what shall I do? Oh, what shall I do? O my Lord, O gracious to the lowly, thou art now living in Mathura, Mount Braj, the gopis. When wilt thou come to me, O darling mine? My heart is burning in pains of separation. Transcendental love, Vipralambha. On his deathbed, that was what he was singing. So one of his so-called disciples, Ramachandra Puri, he was present. He said, Guru Maharaj, why are you lamenting at the moment of death? He didn't understand, didn't catch it. You're supposed to be a liberated soul and not lamenting like an ordinary soul. You should be blissful when you're living, mukti. So Madhavendra Puri said, get out of here, you rascal. So then he called for another disciple. And this disciple understood the deeper meaning of the mood of Madhavendra Puri. Who was that disciple? Ishvara Puri. And he served his master in a very confidential way. He'd clean up his stool and urine, he'd redress him, he'd bathe him, like this, very intimate service. And then he was blessed by his Guru Maharaj, and later on he became the spiritual master of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Mahaprabhu, to set an example, he took a guru, and that guru was Ishvara Puri. Of course, Mahaprabhu doesn't need a guru, but he sets the example. So Madhavendra Puri introduced the concept, but when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, He introduced the Yuga Dharma. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. He introduced Vrindavan as the most sacred of all holy places, and he established that the gopis had the most exalted love. He ushered in that understanding. So, every time the Lord comes, he does these things with weapons. Generally, the Lord has his astras. He comes with a club, kaboom. He comes with a disc. What's his name? Anyway, senior moment. Sudarshan Chakra, who got it? Krishna's pastime. Kept blaspheming. Huh? No, Shishupal. There's a painting, his head's flying across. He comes with bows and arrows. But Lord Chaitanya also came with a weapon, because you have to destroy the ignorance. And what was his weapon? Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishnam Shanko Pankasha Parshadam Yagnai Sankatanpaya Yajintihi Shu Medashaha. In the age of Kali, intelligent persons perform congregational chanting to worship the incarnation of Godhead, who sings the names of Krishna. Complexion's not blackish, he's Krishna himself, and he's accompanied by his associates, servants, companions, and again, weapons. So what are his weapons? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. It's like the atomic bomb. Nowadays you can drop a nuclear weapon above a city, it'll kill all the people, but all the buildings remain intact. Some asura with something. So in the same way, the weapon of the holy name, it can destroy all your demoniac tendencies, it can destroy your karma, it can destroy your demoniac desires, and leave you as a person, and bless you with prema, love of God. So that's his weapon. Mahaprabhu didn't use his Sudarshan Chakra in Kali Yuga. Of course, we know that when Madhai broke the pot on Nityananda's head, that was too much for Mahaprabhu. He heard about it from me. He came running. And he had the Sudarshan. Mahaprabhu became overwhelmed with love for Nitai. And then Mahaprabhu, or Nitai, stopped him. He said, wait a minute, Lord, if you're going to act like this, you're going to have to do that with everyone, because everyone's like Madhai and Jagya and Kali Yuga. You're in a different mood. You destroy the demoniac mentality of the people, but not their bodies. So in this way, the holy name is conquering the world. People come with all these demonic, but Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. And anyone can take benefit. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya in his Shushoka Shlokam, he says, Shamshara Sharpa Darshanam Murchitanam Kalo Yuge Asadham Bhagavan Nama Srimad Vaishnava Sevanam. In the age of Kali, persons who have been bitten by the serpent of samsara shall get relief by the medicinal herb of chanting the holy names of the Lord and what? Srimad Vaishnava Sevanam, menial service to the lotus feet of Vaishnavas. You include that in, you get some extra benefit. In the age of Kali, persons who have been bitten by the serpent of samsara shall get relief by the medicinal herb. I just had an operation, a knife in my back and stitches, There's another path, take some medicinal herbs, to cure your disease. The medicinal herb of chanting the holy names of the Lord and menial service to the Vaishnavas. So that's our business, because we've been blessed. We have to take the chanting to the streets, but here we don't have to do it. The people come from the streets to hear. I said so many times during our stay here, Prahlad Maharaj said, I don't want to go to the Himalayan mountains and become liberated myself. I'm going to stay in the city and deliver the people. Well, the people are all here in the mountains. So we get to come to the mountains. It's better than being in New York or Chicago or, in Beijing. We are there, we're going to go back there, but it's kind of madhur, madhur, madhur bhaji, sweet, sweet, sweet. Here we're in this beautiful, we've got the Himalayas there and the Ganges there and the purifiers of wind coming down every morning. We're right in the lap of Krishna. And what are we doing? We're sharing Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama. I'd like to finish today with a poem by a devotee named Premananda Das. What a name. The scholar Shukumar Sen, a famous scholar, in a book called A History of Brajbuli, or Brajbuli literature, it's written that he was known, he had a nickname Prem Das. He lived in the 1700s and he was a disciple of Hari Goswami, a devotee in the line of Nityananda's wife, Janavamata. There's different Gaudiya lines. So Janavamata, this is her line, the devotee there. And this Premananda Das, he was born in Kulia, it's in Navadvip. And when he was 16 years old, I was reading his history. I'm just enlivened by these previous devotees. I want to say, how did they do it so I can do it too in Kali Yuga? I'm fascinated. There's so many poets and devotees who lived previously, and how did they make it? So when he was 16, he left home and he came to Braj, where he was a cook for Govindaji, the deity of Rupa Goswami in Jaipur. 1700s, he was cooking there. And he wrote a book called Vamsi Shiksha, a poem dealing with the life and teachings of an associate of Mahaprabhu called Vamsi Vadana. And this Premananda, he also wrote a book called Chaitanya Chandradaya Komodi. It was a Bengali metrical version of Chaitanya Chandradaya Natakam of Shri Kavi Karnapura. It's all quite scholarly stuff. But today, I'll recite his poem. It's so wonderful. Like when you finish, a symphony. Dun, 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 dun. So here's a way to perfectly finish the class. We'll recite his poem. The poem is called Without the Son of Sachi. Who's Sachi? Sachi is the mother. Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining us. Muktananda Prabhu. Thank you. I'm very safe in his arms. He's a great Vaishnava. You speak with him, he knows so much Gaudiya literature. Thank you for joining us. So this is the poem Without the Son of Sachi. Emana Shatira Mandana Vene Prema Bali Nam Ati Adbhuta Shruta Haita Karakane. Without the Son of Sachi, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whose ears would have heard the most wonderful holy name, which is renowned as Prema. So Premadas is describing that there's no difference between Prema and the holy names of Chaitanya. Shri Krishna Namera Saguna Mahima Keba Janaita Ara Brinda Vipinera Maha Madhurnima Pravesha Haitakara. Who would have informed us of the glories of the names of Lord Krishna? Who would be able to enter the greatest sweetness of the Vrindavan forest? All glorifying Mahaprabhu. Keba Janaita Radhera Madhura Rasa Yasa Chamat Karatara Anubhav Satvika Vikara Gochara Chaila Kara. Who would have informed us of the splendid nectar, fame, and sweetness of Sri Radha? Who would have understood her Satvika Vikara and transcendental ecstasies? Bharajaye Vilas Ras Maharas Prema Parikiya Tattva Gopira Mahima Vipichari Sima Kara Gati Chila Eta. Who would have understood the pastimes in Vrindavan, the Ras and the Maharas, the nature of love and Parakiya Ras, Parama love, the glories of the gopis, and the topmost limit of love of God, had not it been for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the son of Sachi. Danya Kali Dhanya Nitai Chaitanya Parama Karuna Kari Vidi Agochara Ye Prema Vikara Pakashe Jakata Bihari. So glorious and fortunate is this age of Kali. Oh my gosh, he's glorifying the age of Kali. So glorious and fortunate is this age of Kali. Lord Nitai and Lord Chaitanya, being absolutely merciful, have revealed the great ecstasy of pure transcendental love. And they've filled the entire universe with it. An attainment which is beyond the reach of even Lord Brahma, but available to all the souls in Kali Yuga. Uttama adhama kichu na bachila yachiye dileka kola kahe premananda emana goranga antare dhariya dhola. Without considering who was exalted and who was degraded, Chaitanya and Nitai offer their loving embrace to one and all. Premananda says, please embrace such magnificent Lord Shri Gauranga within your heart. Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki, Lord Nityananda Ram ki, Mayapur Dhamma ki, Gangama ki, Shri Gaur Purnima Maha Mahotsava ki, Goloka Vrindavan Dham ki, Giriraj Govardhan ki, Gaur Premanandi, Jai Jai Sri Radhe Shyam. Hare Krishna, thank you. Okay. I'd like to ask our dear host, Muktananda Prabhu, to say a few words as well. He's a very gracious host. He's not just our host, but he's senior to all of us. He lived for many years up in the mountains, and he's presently here helping to manage. He's a very close friend of mine. We used to say in the old days, a bosom buddy. We just sit and talk katha. Every opportunity I get, I offer him a garland. Don't have one today, but I'll give him one later. And he very much appreciates what we're doing. He really loves what we're doing. It's not just he's renting this place and getting some money. He's relishing seeing how we're introducing Krishna consciousness in such an intelligent way and successful way to the non-devotees. So I'd like to ask him to speak a little bit.
वासुदेव सुतं देवं कंसचानूरमर्दनं देवकी परमानंदं कृष्णं वंदे जगद्गुरु कृष्णं वंदे जगद्गुरु। श्रद्धेय हमारे हृदय सम्राट आनंद धाम के पूजनीय संत इंद्रधुमन जी महाराज के चरणों में वंदन करते हुए आप सभी विश्व के कोने कोने से आए हुए भक्तों को मैं नमन करता हूँ, अभिनंदन करता हूँ।
The king of my heart, Srila Indradumna Swami, who is the most worshipable by the residents of Anand Dham, I pay obeisances to his lotus feet, and I welcome you all who have come from all different parts of the world here.
आज भारतीय संस्कृति और सभ्यता की इस धरती पर प्रथम नींव त्रेता युग में भगवान राम के अयोध्या वापस आने पर होली महोत्सव मनाया गया था।
So in our culture, as you may see, in Treta Yuga, when Lord Ram came back to Ayodhya, this festival of Holi was celebrated.
और उस परंपरा को सारे दुनिया में और भारत के प्रत्येक घरों में पहुंचाने में माता राधा और कृष्ण का स्थान अग्रणी है।
And to take that culture all over the world and make it very famous, there is a great contribution of Mother Radha and Lord Krishna in that.
भगवान कृष्ण पंचभूत के शरीर नहीं थे,
Lord Krishna's body was not made of the ordinary five elements.
वो परमात्मा के अवतार थे
He was an incarnation of the Lord,
और वो इस धरती धारा पर आए थे
and he came to this world
मात्र इसलिए कि वह पूरे संसार में प्रेम और प्यार का वातावरण पूरे दुनिया में फैलावें।
just so that he can spread divine love all over the world.
और माता राधा और भगवान कृष्ण का और गोपियों का जो रास था, जो प्रेम था, वह अद्वितीय है।
And the love between Radha and Krishna and the gopis, that is very wonderful.
उसका एक उदाहरण मैं आपको देना चाहता हूँ
I would like to give an example of that.
कि जब मथुरा में और द्वारिका में भगवान कृष्ण चले गए,
That when Lord Krishna went to Mathura and Dwarka,
तो भगवान कृष्ण ने अपने बड़े प्रिय उद्धव जी महाराज को ज्ञान की पोटली लेकर वृंदावन भेजा था।
that Lord Krishna gave Uddhava a bag of knowledge and sent him to Vrindavan.
हाँ, वेदांत का नॉलेज, आत्मा क्या होता है, परमात्मा क्या होता है, प्रकृति क्या होता है, ये सारी को बात बताने के लिए गोपियों के पास भेजा था।
The knowledge of Vedanta, what is the nature of the world, what is the nature of Prakriti, and he gave that knowledge in a bag and gave it to Uddhava to bring it to the gopis.
माता गोपियों ने उनसे कहा कि मुझे तो कुछ आता नहीं है, न मैं आत्मा को जानता हूँ और न मैं परमात्मा को जानता हूँ।
The gopis told Uddhava that we don't know anything, we don't know what Atma is, we don't know what Paramatma is.
मैं तो भगवान कृष्ण को जानता हूँ जिनसे मेरा ऐसा प्रेम है जो प्रेम आत्मा और परमात्मा से ऊपर का है।
We only know Krishna, the love that we have is beyond Atma and Paramatma.
और उन्होंने जो अपना रास किया, भगवान कृष्ण के नाम से जाप किया, उस जाप का प्रभाव उद्धव पर ऐसा पड़ा कि वो अपने ज्ञान और ज्ञान को भूल गए।
So the Rasa Leela that they had with Krishna, when Uddhava saw the love that they had, they forgot the knowledge of Atman Paramatman as he saw that it was beyond that.
और उन्होंने इस नाम कीर्तन में ही अपने को समाहित कर लिए।
And in Nam Kirtan itself, they fully immersed themselves, the gopis.
और इस भारत के नामचीन संत और कवि सूरदास जी महाराज ने कहा,
So a great poet, Surdas, he said,
भक्त और संत दोनों थे, और उन्होंने भगवान कृष्ण से कहा कि हे कृष्ण, आपने कौन पाठ पढ़ाकर उद्धव को भेजा था, लेकिन प्रेम रस में ऐसे लोप हो गए, नाम कीर्तन में ऐसे लोप हो गए कि ज्ञान को उन्होंने भूल गया।
So Surdas asks the question to the Lord that what kind of instruction did you send Uddhava that when he came here, the gopis, they fully immersed themselves in Nam Kirtan, that they even transcended the knowledge of Atma and Paramatma.
आज हम संत शिरोमणि को प्रणाम करता हूँ और इनके द्वारा आपने आनंद धाम में यह जो रस का वर्षा बरसा रहे हैं, इससे मैं बहुत आनंदित और आह्लादित हूँ।
So I pay my obeisances to the gem of all the saints, Shilendra Swami, and I'm much happy by the rain of happiness that is being showered here in Anand Dham.
यहाँ आपके आने से पूरे उत्तराखंड में एक रस की धारा बह रही है।
So with your coming here in the whole state of Uttarakhand, there is a nectarian river of rasa flowing.
और इसका पूरा समाचार पूरे दुनिया में व्याप्त हो रहा है।
And the glory of this this festival is being spread all over the world.
भारतीय परंपरा और संस्कृति में प्रवेश कर भगवान कृष्ण और उनके कीर्तन से पूरे दुनिया को अवगत करा रहे हैं।
So, being immersed in the Kirtan of Lord Krishna, you are spreading his message all over the world to all the people coming here.
आप अपने लिए तो कर ही रहे हैं अपने गुरु के सानिध्य में रहकर, लेकिन आप संसार के लिए भी बहुत बड़ा योगदान दे रहे हैं।
Truly, you are benefiting from this by staying in the association of your Guru, but you're also benefiting the whole world in the process.
आपको तो उसका लाभ मिल ही रहा है, लेकिन उसका लाभ हमें भी प्राप्त हो रहा है।
You are surely getting the benefit, but because of that, we're also getting the benefit.
यह नाम कीर्तन, भगवान का नाम का भजन, भगवान के नाम का जाप, ये सारे परमात्मा को प्राप्त करने का एक सुलभ और सुंदर रास्ता है।
This Nam Kirtan, the chanting of the holy name, this Kirtan, and also Japa that we do, it's very easy through this process to attain the Lord.
आज होली का त्योहार है।
Today is the festival of Holi.
होली में एक दूसरे से मिलने का, एक दूसरे से जानने का और एक दूसरे से प्रेम करने का ही आशीर्वाद हमको पूर्वजों के द्वारा प्राप्त हुआ है।
So we've got a blessing that on this day we get to meet each other, we get to share love with each other. So this culture we have received from our ancestors.
मैं आपके गुरु को प्रणाम करता हूँ, आपसे गुरु से प्रेम करता हूँ।
So I offer my pranams to Guru and I love your Guru.
और मैं आप सभी को
And
मैं
to-
प्रणाम करता हूँ
and-
और आपसे प्यार करता हूँ और आपसे प्रेम से मिलना चाहता हूँ।
And to all of you, I offer my pranams and I love you all.
और यही गुरु ने और यही भगवान कृष्ण ने सिखाया है।
And this is what our Guru and Lord Krishna has taught
आज
us.
पूरे आनंद धाम के महात्मा, संत, सेवक, वानप्रस्थी सब आपसे प्रेम और प्यार करते हैं।
So today, in general, all the sadhus, all the vanaprasthas living here, everyone loves you a lot.
आज होली के त्योहार को आप एंजॉय कीजिए।
Please enjoy this festival of Holi today.
हाँ, और अपने गुरु से प्रेम कीजिए, परमात्मा के साथ अपना सानिध्य स्थापित कीजिए और आज की रात्रि और आज का दिन यह एक ऐसा शुभ दिन है जिससे साक्षात सीधे परमात्मा से साक्षात्कार होने का दिन है।
So may you love your Guru and may you have association of your Gurudev. And today is a day that you may attain intimate association and connection with the Lord.
इन्हीं चंद शब्दों के साथ आपने अपने गुरु से आशीर्वाद ले रहे थे। मेरे इन शब्दों को अपने हृदय पटल पर रखकर अपने अपने गांव जाएंगे, अपने अपने देश जाएंगे, तो वहाँ पर यह विचार करेंगे कि गंगा के तट पर रहने वाला एक सन्यासी हमसे भी प्रेम करता है।
So with these few words, you may take these words with you to wherever you go, and you may remember me that there was one sannyasi next to the banks of Mother Ganga who loves you all and who loves your Guru.
आप प्रेम में क्या बोलते हैं? एक बार बोलिए हाथ उठा करके।
In
क्या
love,
बोलते हैं?
in love, you may say Jai Jai Hari Bol.
हाँ, बोलिए बोलिए, आप बोलिए।
Oh,
हमको भी अब बोलने का सिखा दीजिए।
please, you also teach me how to say
हरि
this.
बोल।
Hari Bol.
मैं अपनी वाणी को इस गदगद प्रार्थना के साथ कि सब हमारे आत्मा में प्रवेश करें और मैं भगवान कृष्ण के आत्मा में प्रवेश करूं, इन्हीं चंद शब्दों के साथ अपनी वाणी को विश्राम देता हूं, गुरुदेव को नमन करता हूं।
I'll put my words to rest with the sincere hope that these beautiful moments may enter my heart and I may enter the Lord Himself. And with these desires, with these humble desires, I put my words to rest. And with that, I also offer my pranams to Gurudev.
हरि ओम,
हरि
हरि
ओम।
बोल, हरि ओम।
We're going to have Abishek now, which is traditional on the Appearance Day of the Lord. This is a deity I've been worshiping for some years now, Gauranga. He's Bahut Purana, he's very old, maybe 400 years old, the deity. And it's appropriate that we have an Abishek for him. And we'll ask Bhattahari Prabhu to come up, because we spoke about him so much, and lead us in Kirtan throughout the Abhishek. I think you can sit, because otherwise you won't be able to see. And then after the Abhishek, while they're addressing the deity, we're going to do a quick initiation and a quick fire. I do that, we'll try. But we'll have initiation, and then we'll chant Hare Krishna, and then we get ready for the big congregational chanting of bringing all our friends in Rishikesh for Kirtan tonight. Okay? So you can turn that way. You can see Gauranga. He's a beautiful deity, ancient deity, and we'll have Abhishek. Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu Ke!
Let's see. No pressure. Nama Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Itina Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Prachardane Nirvishesham Shunyavadi Vascharya Deshadari Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Jaya Shri Krishna Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Nityananda Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Wow. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Gaura, Hare Bal, Jai Gaura, Hare Jai Gaura, Hare Bal, Gaura, Hare Bal. Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura, Hariba, 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 Gaura. Nitai Gaura, Hariba, 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 Gaura, Hariba. Nitai Gaura, Hariba, Hariba, Hari Bol, oh Hari Bol.
So welcome everyone to the another part of our day, a very auspicious function. There's a number of devotees who are taking diksha or initiation into our Guru Parampara, our disciplic succession of spiritual masters, in particular into this International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Even in the spiritual world, everyone's a lover of Krishna. All the devotees, and they're unlimited in the spiritual world, love Krishna more than anyone's ever been loved before. And the beauty of Vrindavan in the spiritual world, Goloka Vrindavan, is that Krishna is able to fulfill the loving desires of each and every one of his devotees. And they're countless. Only the Supreme Personality of Godhead can do this. In this world, we have our loved ones, 3, 4, 5, 10, our extended families and neighbors, but we can't engage in a loving relationship with everyone. We can't satisfy everyone with our loving propensity, but Krishna can. Therefore, he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Each and every one of us has an intimate, loving relationship with God, with Krishna. He states that categorically in Bhagavad Gita. He says that he's the seed-giving father of every living being, every created being. That includes the animals, the birds, the insects, the fish. Of course, those are all temporary bodies as they evolve gradually due to their karma up to the human form of life. But Vidya Vinaya Sampane Brahmaniga Vihashtani. A truly learned person, he actually sees with equal vision. An elephant, a cow, a dog, and a dog eater. He doesn't see the body or the identities of the body. Male, female, black, white, yellow, American, German, French, no. He sees Tattvadarshi, he sees with the vision of equality, he sees everyone as a spirit soul. And each and every one has that intimate, loving relationship with Krishna. But unfortunately, in the spiritual sky, which has unlimited souls, a very few, very small percentage, they rebel. How is it possible? Because love is not something that's forced upon you. It's your free will. You can choose. You have your independence. So that independence is there in the spiritual world. And almost each and every one, they have that endless love for Krishna. But because the choice is there, some choose otherwise. That's us. London, Delhi, Sydney. And we become entrapped in this world, birth after birth. But Krishna explains in Bhagavad Gita that that may be the case, but amongst those in society, Manushyanam Sahasrasu Kasjidhatati Siddhaye. Amongst many millions and millions and millions of people, perhaps one will be interested in the science of spiritual life. Amongst millions, maybe one will be interested in spiritual life. And that person comes to spiritual life for one of four reasons. It's curious. What are these Hare Krishnas doing, ringing the bells and offering the flames and eating this delicious... Someone may come because he's looking for some material shelter, for some material blessings. Someone may come to God because he's in distress. There's a beautiful poem by Rupa Goswami. Oh my Lord, I'm drowning in this fathomless whirlpool of material existence. O you, Krishna, who give shelter to the shelterless, please, just this one time, extend your hand to save me. And so when we come looking for knowledge, but many of us come out of distress, please extend your hand to save me. Of course, Krishna is very far away. With even the most powerful computer systems, we can't imagine how far away it is. So it's not that he extends a long arm here. He comes, as we were discussing, from time to time. Otherwise, he sends his representative, who, out of his causa smriti, intervenes. Brahmanda Brahmati Konya Bhagavanji, Guru Krishna Prasad Bhai Bhakti Lakbij. We're going through life and not knowing what to do and what not to do, and then suddenly we meet a devotee of the Lord. Oh, Hare Krishna, how are you today? Would you like to take this book? It explains about yoga, how you can be, body, mind, and soul can be healthy. And we take a book and there's an address and we go to the temple. We meet a friend who's a devotee and he introduces us to this movement. It's not by chance. We have our destiny, everything's determined upon our birth, even how many breaths we'll have in this lifetime. You can have one more, one less. That last breath is there. You leave this body onto your next body. But when the Lord or his devotee intervenes into our life, out of their causeless mercy, then Krishna directs us. And Krishna will direct such a soul who's curious, who's looking for some material benediction, who's in distress, who's looking for knowledge. He'll direct that devotee that person to a bona fide spiritual institution. And in that institution, one will find a teacher. This movement, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, is one such authorized movement, because it's part of the branch of Lord Chaitanya's Sankirtan movement, which we spoke about for an hour and a half. Started by our spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada. And amongst all the devotees, one will find a spiritual teacher. How do we know who our spiritual master is? There's so many qualified devotees, men and women in this movement who can act in that capacity. They're all saying the same thing. They have their special verses they like to quote, their particular stories, their metaphors that we use to convince people of the futility of material existence and the wonderful alternative of this process of chanting, dancing, and feasting. But by the Lord's arrangement, when you hear that same thing from that person who's going to be your guru, it resonates with your heart by the grace of the Lord. You've been hearing it over and over, and then you hear your spiritual master. Oh, now I understand. Now I've got it. That's guru. So when one comes to the movement, he should hear from many exalted spiritual personalities. And by Krishna's arrangement, the union will come. And when we take that initiation into the Yuga Dharma, literally this diksha means initiation into the chanting of Hare Krishna. We become part of that, the family, spiritual family. We have many godbrothers and godsisters. We have many uncles and aunts. I always tell my disciples that I am your spiritual master, but you may have others who inspire you as well. Just like I have godbrothers who inspire me, like Shiksha Gurus, Vaishashika Prabhu, Bibi Govinda Maharaj, Badahari, Chaudaratma. I have friends who inspire me. But we need one Diksha Guru because Prabhupada has explained that the chanting of Hare Krishna is so powerful it can destroy all your karma. It can uproot your material desires and throw them to a distant place. But if you want prema, if you want pure love of God, you have to take that mantra from receive that mantra from a bona fide spiritual master. Then you can get prema. And that's considered second birth. This is a glorious day, actually, for these candidates. Because now is the turning point in their existence and they start to go home, back to Godhead. When you take this, initiation means I'm taking Krishna consciousness very seriously. I do have faith in the Holy Name. I will chant 16 rounds a day. I will refrain from sinful activity. That's the point when you accept the Guru. It's a happy day. It's a sober event, but it's also very joyful. We're falling from the spiritual sky. We meet the devotees. We choose a spiritual master. We take initiation and we go upwards. So what's that? A big smile. So it's a happy day. We take birth from the womb of our mother into the darkness of material existence, but this is second birth. This is a spiritual birth into knowledge, to joy, into happiness, back home, back to Godhead. So we thank all of you for coming. We need, as Narottam says, Hari, Guru, and Vaishnava. We have Hari, we have Lord Chaitanya, there's Guru, and there's Vaishnavas. And all together they uplift us back home to the spiritual world. So these devotees have been inspired by my humble self, and I'm very happy to accept them as students. And I feel my responsibility is always to take them to Prabhupada's lotus feet. Whatever I know, whatever I've done, whatever I've accomplished, it's only by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. So he's the master at whose feet all masters. So I look forward to that day. I remember in New York, I was in New York and Prabhupada was there visiting the temple. And the temple president, I think it was Adikesha at that time, there were lots of new devotees, like 20, 30 devotees, boys and girls who had joined and were practicing. They weren't initiated yet. So that afternoon, one afternoon, Adikesha lined them all up in front of Prabhupada's room. Then he walked them in individually and said, Srila Prabhupada, this is Bhakta John. He's been chanting Hare Krishna for 3 days. And he wanted to meet you, and Prabhupada would give his blessings. And then this is Bhakti Sarah. She's been with us for a couple of months. And I could see how happy Adikesha, how pleased Prabhupada was to see all these candidates. So I look forward to that day when my disciples, I can take them and Srila Prabhupada, this is such and such and such. And eventually we'll all be together in the spiritual world. Prabhupada said, we'll have our ISKCON, our International Society for Krishna Consciousness in the spiritual world. He said, when we get back to the spiritual world, our spiritual master is waiting for us. He takes our hand and he leads us into the Kunja where Krishna is. He introduces us to Krishna and he leaves us alone for a few hours with the Lord. And Prabhupada also said, recently I heard one of my godbrothers told me that when we get back to the spiritual world, Prabhupada said, we'll all recognize each other. I went, wow. Bhattahari will be there, Madhava will be there. It will all recognize you. Oh, I remember you, but now you're Coward Boy. Now you're Gopi. But we have a very bright future if we stick to the straight and narrow. That's the seriousness of this ceremony, that we make a promise. There was a song I knew in the 50s, don't make promises you can't keep. Absolutely true here. Our vows and following the regulative principles and our vows and chanting, they protect us from the influence of material energy. Just like Lakshman when he was running off to find Ram who was chasing the magic deer. He left Sita alone, but before he left he took his sword and in the sand he drew a circle with a mantra. So don't step outside this circle, you're protected by the mantra. So he left to find Ram in the forest. And Ravana came, one of the greatest asuras this universe has ever seen. He came to steal Sita, to abduct her, to kidnap her. But he came with that mantra, couldn't touch her. She's a young girl in her 20s, tender feet, she's a princess, just dressed in her sari, this big ogre demon coming. He can't touch her because of mantra. She was safe. He tried. She's Jai Sri Ram, Jai Sri Ram. But out of some sentiment and compassion, she took some fruit and stepped outside the ring of the mantra, and he grabbed her and took her away. That's Ramayana. So today you're being initiated into this mantra. It will protect you. Believe me, it will protect you from all the negativity in this world. It's like an armor, like a kavacha. Everyone wants to wear kavachas to be protected. The chanting's the kavacha. Everything's in the chanting. If you chant this mantra regularly, you will not be influenced by the material energy. And what's more, if you chant, those desires who have kept us rooted to this world, birth after birth after birth, lust, anger, greed, they're also ripped up with that. And when the heart's clean like that, the seed, the golden seed of bhakti or love that's there in the heart, it begins to grow. Prabhupada said that plant of bhakti grows all the way through the coverings of the material universe, through the Vaikuntha planets. It goes to Loka Vrindavan, your creeper, and it wraps around the lotus feet of Radha and Krishna and produces the fruits and flowers of prema or love. That's our future. So don't get distracted on the path. Maya may tempt you. Look how beautiful I am. Look what I'm giving you to enjoy. Go away. I've got the mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. So we'll begin the ceremony the traditional way by chanting a mantra from Garuda Purana. And the initiates, you all have Ajman cups there, so I'll teach you how to do this. Take the Ajman cup, take the spoon, and put 3 drops of water in your right hand. 3 drops of water in the right hand. Then you look at the water, and you say, Om Keshavaya Namaha. And then you sip the water. And then you put 1 drop on your right hand again and throw it to the side. Along with this mantra, everyone can repeat after me. Om Apavitra Pavitrova Sarvavastam Gato Piva Ya Smaret Pundarikaksham Sa Bhaya Bhayantara Suchi Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu. Okay, another time. 3 drops of water in the right hand. 1, 2, 3. Look at the water and say Om Narayanaya Namaha. Then sip the water. 1 drop in the right hand again. Throw it to the side. This is purifying you for this pure ceremony. Everyone repeat. Om Apavitra Pavitrova Sarvavastam Gato Piva Ya Smaret Pundarikaksham Sa Bhaya Bhayantara Suchi Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu. Okay, one more time. 3 drops of water in the right hand. You look at the water and you say Om Madhavaya Namaha. And sip the water. And then 1 drop on the right hand to the side. Om Apavitra Pavitrova Sarvavastam Gato Biva Ya Smaret Pundarikaksham Sa Bhaya Bhayantara Suchi Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu. The translation of this mantra is as follows. Either pure or impure, or having passed through all conditions of material life. If one can remember the lotus-eyed Krishna, he becomes externally and internally cleansed. Hare Krishna. So now you've been purified to enter into this pure sacred ceremony. And at this moment, we'll ask the first initiates to come forward and take their vows, just to remind them, because sometimes the disciples get nervous. No meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling. And you promise to chant a minimum of 16 rounds of the Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare. And you can do it because you get the higher taste. Chanaka Pandit says you can't give up something unless you get something better. There's a lot of temptations in this world. We have a lot of addictions. We have a lot of baggage. Difficult to give up. But if you chant sincerely, when you're chanting, if you're focused on the chanting, you're thinking, my friend, my friend, my friend, you'll get the param drishta nivartante. You'll get the higher tastes. So when Maya comes before you in a myriad of forms that sometimes bewilder even demigods, you'll say in Russian, "Niet." In English, I'm not interested. Go away. But I'm the all-powerful Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Okay? So first we'll ask Bhaktin Karina from Russia. That's why I'm speaking Russian. Karina, I think maybe we can, okay, take it off. She can make a little place here for her. Okay. Can come here. Karina, what are the, you speak English? Chut-chut? Okay. I speak lots of Russian, but better from them I speak in English. What are the 4 rules and regulations you promise to follow for the rest of your life, and how many rounds you'll chant on these blissful beads?
Dear Srila Gurudeva, I promise I will not eat meat, eggs, fish, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and I promise chant daily 16 rounds minimum.
Good girl. Thank you. We're very happy to accept you as our disciple, essentially as a spiritual daughter. The spiritual master acts like father. He acts like guru. He acts like father. Sometimes he's psychiatrist. sometimes he's doctor. But whatever it takes to get you home. Everything's reciprocal. Love is reciprocal in Krishna consciousness. So as my disciples take very serious vows, in my heart, I also take a vow to my spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, because I'm doing this on his request. It's a service. I consider it a service. So I reciprocate by telling my disciples that I won't rest until you're back in Goloka Vrindavan. Because sometimes it is we don't finish the course. Even Krishna refers to that in Bhagavad Gita. He says, the unsuccessful yogi, he or she takes birth in a wealthy family of merchants, so that person doesn't have to spend time struggling to eat and sleep and get educated. It goes quite easy material life, and that person has time to finish up his yoga, his bhakti yoga. But then in the next verse, Krishna says, or that yogi or devotee takes birth in a family of transcendentalists. And he said, verily, that's very rare. And from there he can perfect his life and go back home, back to Godhead. So that indicates that some devotees may not make it back. So this is an eternal contract. One time, one of my godbrothers, Sukha Sujari, a member in Detroit, I was there for her initiation. Prabhupada gave her some really beautiful beads. And she began chanting. But 1 week later, we went to a university. She lost her beads. So she wrote to Prabhupada a letter that Prabhupada, I lost my beads. Can you chant on another set? So it was happening quite often. So Prabhupada wrote back. He included a set of beads. He wrote back. But he said, my dear Sukha Sujari, this is the last time I'm going to chant on a second set of beads. Because when you get initiated into the Hare Krishna mantra with the fire sacrifice, that's an eternal blessing. He said, these beads, those beads. But when you get initiated into this mantra, it's an eternal blessing. If we don't make it, it means the next lifetime we'll also be chanting Hare Krishna. And the relationship with the spiritual master is also eternal. It transcends time, it transcends distance. I've experienced that. My spiritual master passed away many, many years ago. But I very much feel his presence by following his instructions and helping him to push on this movement. I feel his grace. He wrote me one time. I wrote a letter that I was feeling separation from him, and he wrote me back. He said, I'm also feeling separation from my spiritual master, but I always feel he's watching over and protecting me. So in that sense, I could understand this is an eternal relationship. It's unique. It's the most important relationship we have in this world, because the spiritual master is our connection to our divine lover, Krishna. So, and therefore I ask my disciples, please be serious. Follow these rules and regulations. Chant your rounds. Don't get tricked by the witch Maya. Be kind to your old guru, that he doesn't have to come back again and again and rescue you. I heard Prabhupada say that. He said, be kind. I'll come back if I have to, but don't make it difficult for me. So that's an instruction to I'm happy to come back. Serving Prabhupada, for me, that's the spiritual world. If Prabhupada's not somewhere, then that's not, if I'm not serving him somewhere, that's not the spiritual world. So it can be either here or there. But I'll come back if you don't make it, but, try to make it. There's a company in America, their motto is, we try harder. So try hard to get back to Godhead. We don't want to come back again. And how do you get back? You sing, you dance, you listen to some philosophy that it's authorized, it makes sense. And when you're tired, Prabhupada said one time, you eat up to your neck so you waddle like a duck. Prasadam is purifying. Okay? So, now you're my spiritual daughter, I'm in charge of you. And I have a really nice name for you. Really beautiful name. Where are we? We're in Rishikesh, the abode of the yogis. It's actually mentioned in Skanda Purana. Skanda Purana mentions that Lord Ram came here to do some tapasya in a cave. Many devotees visit that cave. So it's a special place in many ways. Now it's extra special because Mahaprabhu's movement is here. And we have the Himalayas on the left. We have the wind coming through every morning. Woo, and we have Mother Ganges. So I thought I'd give you a name connected to the Ganges. So you'll always remember where you took your spiritual birth and started your journey in earnest. This initiation is essential. It's mentioned in Nectar Devotion. You have to take initiation. You can't make tangible progress. So this is a defining moment since you left the spiritual world, so that you can remember you took initiation here on the banks of Mother Ganges. From this day forth, well, your name means servant of she who is serving Ganga Devi. From this day forth, you should be known as Ganga Sevani Devi Dasi. Ochanhara Shoda. Isn't that beautiful? Ganga Sevani. A couple of years ago, I initiated Rishikesh Ganga Das. Maybe I'll find some more Ganga names. Griya. Find that verse for me. Yes. Griya, you can come here. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare. Riya is my aspiring disciple, soon to be my initiated disciple, but we've only known each other for a few minutes. Yes, she's engaged to this handsome young man here, who's my disciple, Gauri Das, and she's entering into the family, and in every culture, when the girl enters into the family, she takes on the family name, the last name. So similarly, when you come into a spiritual family, we change our name, our karmi name, passport name, we get a spiritual name by the spiritual master. So recently they met, and the marriage is not far away, yes? I'm coming. April? Huh? End of April, I'll be there. So she wanted to take initiation from me. That it's proper girls. Her husband has a guru, and actually the whole family is my disciples. So she took that choice. But nothing happens by chance. I checked her out a little bit online. She's a good girl. She's very smart. She's a beautiful singer and a very good devotee. She's been chanting Hare Krishna for a number of years. So, usually the process is that, you take the prana mantra, you wait 2 years, and then you hear from your guru, and this and that and so forth. But she's a very chaste girl, so she's chaste to her husband, chaste to the family, chaste to the tradition, so I have no hesitation to accept her request. And it's also there in the scripture. There's exceptions to every rule. Krishna conscious. This is from the Tattva Sagara Shastra. Durlabe sad guru namcha sakrit sangha upastite tad anudna yada labda sadikshavaskaro mahan. If by chance or good fortune one gets a guru, it doesn't matter whether one is in the temple or in a forest. If the spiritual master agrees, one should take initiation immediately without waiting for a suitable time or place. That moment is now, isn't it? If by chance or good fortune one gets a guru, it doesn't matter whether one is in a temple or forest. If the spiritual master agrees, one should take Diksha immediately without waiting for a suitable time or place. So I'm very happy, Priya, to accept you as my duly initiated disciple, my spiritual daughter. And welcome to the little family and welcome to the big family of Srila Prabhupada. She's been in ISKCON for a number of years. So I've chanted on your beads. What are the rules and regulations that you promise to follow for the rest of your life?
Hare Krishna Gurudev. Please accept my humble obeisance unto your lot of feet. 4 regulative principles are no meat eating, no gambling, no illicit relationship, no intoxication. I promise you that I will chant 16 rounds daily.
Okay, thank you. What part of India are you from? Where are you from?
Gurudev from Pathankot, Punjab.
Oh, okay. All right. You also have a very beautiful name. Prabhupada said one time in Detroit, these names are so wonderful. If we just remember our own name at the moment of death, we can go back to Godhead. Because they're all connected to Krishna. So your name means servant of the golden-bodied Sri Radha, who is extremely dear to Sri Krishna. Oh my gosh. From this day forth, you should be known as Gaurangi Priya Devi Dasi. Gauranga Priya Devi Dasi ki, Ganga Sevani ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Shri Gaur Purnima Mahotsava ki, Himalayan mountains ki, Mother Ganges ki, the wind in which Krishna says he's the purifier ki, the program tonight to get everyone chant and dance with us again ki, 2 more weeks in Rishikesh ki, Rishikesh Kirtan Fest 2026 ki, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 30, 30. All right, so we'll consecrate. We'll consecrate this ceremony with the fire yajna. And I think afterward they want to have a group photo of us outside. Yes. Is that what I heard? Okay. Badahari, can you sing softly while I set everything up? Good time we see the prayers. While I'm lighting the fire, they can open the curtain. And is Badahari here? You can. Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ke, Shri Krishna Sankirtan Yagya ke, Hare Krishna Mahamantra ke, Navadvip Maya Pranama ke.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you, Madhari. We also have several devotees for Brahman initiation. We can see sitting here, they'll receive their Gayatri just after. That's also another big step, a quantum leap in spiritual life when we receive the Gayatri mantras and properly present the Brahminical class. So we will, when I chant the mantra at the end, I'll say Svaha. So the initiates will take the grains in these two fingers, like this, and when I say Svaha, you throw the grains into the fire, okay? Om Angana Timanandasya Ginangana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitan Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Svaha. Swaha, Swaha, Shri Chaitanya, Manobhistam, Stapitam, Yena Bhutale, Swayam Rupa, Kadamayam, Dadati Sva, Pandantikam, Swaha, 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 Vandeham, Shri Guru, Shri Yuta, Parakamalam, Shri Gurun, Vaishnavamscha, Shri Rupam, Sagujatam, Sahagana, Raghunathanvitam, Tam Sajivam, Sadvaitam, Savadutam, Parijana, Sahitam, Krishna, Chaitanya, Devam, Shri Radha Krishnan, Padan, Sahagana, Lalita, Shri Vishakon Vitamscha, Swaha, 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 Nama Om, Vishnu Padaya, Krishna Prishtaya, Bhutale, Srimate, Bhaktivedanta, Swamin, Iti, Namine, Swaha, 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 Namaste, Saraswati, Deve, Gaura, Vani, Pacharine, Nivishesha, Shunyavadi, Paschatya, Deshatarine, Swaha, 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 Shri Varshabhanavi, Devi, Daitya, Kripadhaye, Krishna Sambandha, Vigyana, Daine, Prabhave, Namaha, Swaha, 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 Madhujvala, Prematya, Shri Rupanuga, Bhaktida, Shri Gaura, Karuna, Shakti, Vigrahaya, Namostute, Swaha, 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 Namaste, Gauravani, Shimurtaye, Dinatarine, Rupanuga, Virudha, Pasadanta, Devanta, Hardine, Swaha, 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 Namo, Gora, Kishoraya, Sakshad, Vairagya, Murtaye, Vipralamba, Rasambodhe, Padambujaya, Te Namaha, Swaha, 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 Namo, Bhaktivinodaya, Satchidananda, Namine, Gaura Shakti, Swarupaya, Rupanuga, Varayate, Swaha, 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 Gaura Virabhava, Bhumeshtvam, Nirdeshta, Sajjana Priya, Vaishnava, Sarvabhauma, Shri Jagannathaya, Te Namaha, Swaha, 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 Vancha, kalpa turubhyascha kripa sindhubevacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha svaha 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 namo maha Badanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaura Tushe Namaha Svaha 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 Pancha Tatvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhakta Avataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Svaha 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 He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Svaha 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 Jayatam Shurato Pangor Mama Manda Matirgati Matsarvasva Padambojo Radha Madan Mohano Svaha 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 Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadrumada Srimad Ratnagara Simha Sanashto Srimad Radhashila Govinda Devo Preshtalabi Sevyamano Smarami Svaha 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 Shriman Rasa Rasa Rambi Vamsivata Tatashtita Karshan Venu Shvinayar Gopir Gopinath Shriye Shtuna Svaha 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 Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Shutadevi Pranamami Hari Priye Svaha 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 Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Svaha 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Swaha Swaha Swaha. Okay, now the initiates can stand. You can place the rest of your grains around the fire, And then you can stand in front of the fire with the banana folded in your hands. Okay? Okay, pour your grains in. We'll say one more mantra and then you'll place the banana. Just the grains, there you go. All right. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Okay. So now stand up and put the banana between your folded. And this will be your sign of your ultimate surrender to Sri Krishna, the all-blissful, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Namo Brahmanya Devaya, Go Brahmanya Hitaya Cha, Jagaditaya Krishnaya, Govindaya Namo Namo. Svaha, Svaha, Svaha. Bananas into the fire, or as close to it. Okay. All right. The final offering. Gaura Premanande! ISKCON founder, Acharya, save the whole world. Shri Prabhupada ki. Shri Guru Parampara ki. Hare Krishna Mahamantra ki. Shri Gaura Purnima Maha Mahotsava on the banks of the sacred Ganges ki. Rishikesh Kirtan Fest 2025 ki. 26, 27, many, many more years to go. Go, Bimanande! Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Jai Jai Sri Radhe. Shar. So the initiates can walk around the fire. So can we emulate the fire? We'll put the sacred dot on everyone's forehead, and Bharahari will melt our hearts. He's going to choose the right melody and sing Hare Krishna.
Jai Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga.
Afterwards, we're going to take a group photo outside. Don't go away.
Jai Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. Nitai Gauranga, Nitai Gauranga. Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana. Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana. Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana. Jaya Sachinandana, Jaya Sachinandana. Jaya Sachinandana, Gaura Hari. Jaya Sachinandana. Jaya Sachinandana, Gaura Hari. Jaya Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari, Hari. Jaya Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari. Jaya Gaura Hari, Gaura Hari. Jaya Gaura Hari, Jaya Gaura Hari. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Nitai Gaura, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Gaura. Nitai Nitai Gaura, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Gaura. Nitai Gaura, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Nitai Gaura, Hari Bo. Nitai Gaura, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Nitai Gaura, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari. Nitai Gaura, Hari Bo. Jai Nitai Gaura, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo, Hari Bo. Oh, Hari Bo, Jai Gaura, Jai. Jai. Ki Jai. 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 Ki Jai. Jai.
Shri Gurudev, we have no doubt that all those wonderful devotees will go back to Krishna. But who will go back to the kitchen? We need 5-6 volunteers. If any one of you would like to come, please. But after the group photo, because the ashram patrons, they really would like to see the photo of our group together with Muktananda's family. So he requested, please, if everyone can come out now, and it will take just 2 minutes. We'll take a beautiful photo for the patrons, so they can let us come here again and again and again. And after you finish, if any one of you would like to celebrate the Holi, you can go to your room, you can change, you can come back here, and we have some powders, so we can have a little bit of fun. Shri Gurudev will lead the way.
Let's go take the photograph, then run to our rooms and